Beneath the calm skin of the Pacific, there is a wound in the earth. A single scar, deeper than any mountain is tall. A place where the planet's crust bends and breaks and folds in on itself. A place so remote, so hostile, that fewer human beings have seen it with their own eyes than have walked on the moon. We call it the Mariana Trench. Today, we're going down there. Not in a submarine you can picture, but in your imagination. Layer by layer, light by light, until the world you know disappears and a new one takes its place. A world of crushing pressure, ghostly creatures, and mysteries we still can't explain. Take a breath. If you were standing on a ship above the Mariana Trench, everything would look ordinary. Waves, wind, maybe a few seabirds spiraling overhead. Nothing about the surface would tell you that beneath you lies the deepest known point on Earth. But the moment we slip below, that illusion is gone. Before we descend, we need to understand exactly where this scar lies on the map of our planet. The Mariana Trench sits in the western Pacific Ocean, to the east of the Mariana Islands, southeast of Japan, and just west of Guam. It forms a long, curved boundary between the Pacific Plate and the Philippine Sea Plate. It stretches for about 2,540 kilometers, a narrow arc of geological tension where one tectonic plate is forced beneath another. And at its deepest point, the legendary Challenger Deep, the seafloor plunges to an extraordinary depth. This depth is measured today at approximately 10,935 meters beneath sea level. This is the most accurate modern figure confirmed by high-resolution sonar surveys from the United States and Japan. Imagine taking Mount Everest, 8,848 meters tall, and dropping it into the trench. Its peak would still sit more than 2,000 meters underwater. This is the deepest known point on the surface of our planet, and this is where our journey truly begins. We descend first into the sunlit ocean, the uppermost layer where life thrives boldly. Here sunlight penetrates the surface and scatters into brilliant shades of blue and turquoise. Tiny drifting organisms, phytoplankton, capture that light and use it to power the great engine of the ocean's food web. Small fish feed on them, larger fish feed on those, and dolphins, turtles, and entire whale migrations depend on this invisible foundation of life. This zone feels familiar, full of motion and color, but it is only a thin veil stretched across the surface of a far more mysterious world. As we sink toward 200 meters, colors begin to drain from the water. Reds disappear first, swallowed by the blue. Orange, yellow, and eventually even green fade into a dim twilight. The water grows quiet, not in silence but in atmosphere, as though the sea itself is holding its breath. We enter the mesopelagic zone, the twilight zone, stretching to roughly 1,000 meters deep. Here, sunlight becomes a rumor, barely strong enough to outline shapes, completely inadequate for plant life. The vast clouds of plankton vanish. What replaces them is something delicate, the slow, endless descent of marine snow. These drifting particles, dead plankton, shells, bits of organic dust, fall continuously from the world above, feeding an ecosystem that depends on whatever the upper layers shed. It looks insignificant, but every flake is a lifeline. Creatures here begin to look like ghosts. A transparent squid moves beside us, its organs floating like jewels in an invisible glass case. A nearly invisible octopus glides past, its eyes two dark beads suspended in nothing. Even some fish have bodies so translucent that their skeletons appear as faint silver threads. Transparency is the ultimate camouflage. In a world where almost no light exists, why waste precious energy building color or patterns? But not all creatures choose invisibility. Some embrace light. Bioluminescence, the ability to produce light chemically inside the body, is everywhere in this zone. Researchers estimate that up to 75% of the animals here can glow. Some emit steady, lantern-like light. Others send bursts, flickers, dots, or pulses into the dark. Predators such as dragonfish dangle bioluminescent. lures before their jaws, tricking smaller animals into swimming close enough to be swallowed. Shrimp release clouds of glowing particles when attacked, creating a momentary flash bomb and escaping in the chaos. Some fish possess light organs on their bellies that carefully match the faint glow from above, erasing their silhouettes and making them invisible to predators looking upward. This phenomenon, counter-illumination, is one of the most elegant survival strategies on Earth. Down here, red light becomes a kind of magic trick. Since red wavelengths from the sun never reach these depths, most deep-sea animals cannot see red at all. A jellyfish glowing red appears pitch black to nearly every predator, allowing it to swallow bioluminescent prey without revealing its location. Evolution has engineered invisibility through color. Even stranger is the daily vertical migration. Every night, billions of creatures rise from these depths to feed at the surface under the safety of darkness, then return to the twilight zone at dawn. It is the largest migration on the planet, larger than all bird migrations, all herds, all insect swarms combined. Yet humans only discovered it by accident during World War II, when sonar crews detected a mysterious false seafloor that rose at night and sank in the morning. That false bottom was life, an entire hidden world moving as one. As we descend past 1,000 meters, the last remnants of sunlight vanish entirely. We enter the midnight zone, a world stretching from 1,000 meters to roughly 4,000 meters deep. Here the temperature remains icy, usually around 1 to 4 degrees C. The pressure becomes intense, hundreds of times greater than at the surface. If you descended here without protection, you would be crushed instantly, yet life persists. Evolution here bends the rules. Some predators develop the ability to produce red bioluminescent beams, creating a private flashlight no other species can see. Others evolve ultra-black skin, capable of absorbing more than 99.5% of all light, becoming living shadows even when illuminated. And then there are the anglerfish, creatures of nightmare beauty. The females carry glowing lures on their foreheads, using light to bait prey in a world where food is precious. Their mating system is even more astonishing. Tiny males bite into a female's body, fuse with her flesh, and become permanent, living reproductive organs, two lives merging into one. The seafloor approaches around 4,000 meters, but what we reach first is the abyssal plain, not the trench. These deep plains stretch across vast regions of the ocean floor. Cold, dark, and silent, they appear lifeless but are home to bizarre giants. Enormous isopods the size of small dogs, amphipods long enough to eclipse a human hand, and colossal squid. Shadowy giants believed to reach lengths of 9 to 12 meters. Time moves differently in the abyss. Many species live far longer than their shallow water cousins. Some sharks here may live for centuries, aging slowly in eternal darkness. But even the abyss is not the end. Eventually the plain breaks. A crack becomes a slope, then a cliff. The ocean floor drops again. We enter the Adal zone, named after Hades, the underworld of Greek mythology, depths below 6,000 meters. This is where the trench begins. The Mariana Trench is not just a depression, it is a result of a colossal geological collision. The Pacific plate is sinking beneath the Philippine sea plate, dragging the seafloor downward over millions of years. This subduction has carved a narrow, 1,080-mile-long scar into the Earth's crust. And at its deepest location, the Challenger Deep, we reach the greatest depth ever measured, 10,935 meters. At this crushing depth, pressure exceeds 16,000 psi, more than 1,100 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level. Every square inch of any object is pushed upon by the weight equivalent to a small car. Even the strongest metal spheres built for exploration groan under these forces. No human body can survive here, yet life still finds a way. Near the very bottom, we meet one of the trench's most remarkable inhabitants, the Hadal snailfish. It looks delicate, almost fragile, with pale, scaleless skin, and a body so soft it seems carved from gelatin. And yet, this creature thrives at more than 8,000 millimeters deep, making it one of the deepest living vertebrates ever discovered. Its bones are reduced and flexible. Its cells contain stabilizing molecules that prevent its proteins from collapsing under pressure. It lacks a swim bladder because gas pockets cannot exist under such force. Everything about its body is a masterpiece of adaptation. Amphipods, the shrimp-like scavengers found throughout the deep, crawl tirelessly across the trench floor. They swarm over organic material, consuming whatever falls from above. But inside some amphipods collected from the trench, scientists discovered something unsettling. Microplastics. Human-made fibers and fragments have drifted through the water column for years, finally settling in the deepest place on Earth. Even here, in this alien world of darkness, human influence has arrived. Yet there is wonder, too. Along the trench walls and nearby ridges, hydrothermal vents release superheated water, 300 degrees C or more, rich in hydrogen sulfide, methane, and dissolved metals. These vents create oases of life. Tube worms with bright red plumes grow in thick clusters. Giant clams line the rocks. Pale crabs wander across mineral-rich slopes. These creatures are sustained not by sunlight, but by chemosynthetic bacteria that convert chemical energy into food. Entire ecosystems thrive on these microbial factories. And because similar chemical conditions may exist on icy moons like Europa and Enceladus, the trench gives us a glimpse into how life might survive elsewhere in the universe. Despite decades of exploration, more than 80% of the ocean remains unmapped and unseen. Every new expedition to the trench reveals species never documented before. Translucent sea cucumbers drifting like parachutes, gelatinous organisms with no clear symmetry, thread-like creatures moving like strands of living glass. Scientists record them, name them, and study them, but answers only generate more questions. Why do some deep-sea species grow enormous while others shrink? Why is bioluminescence so widespread in a place without sunlight? How do proteins and cell membranes withstand pressures that crush steel? And perhaps the biggest mystery is this: how can a planet we have lived on for hundreds of thousands of years still hide so much from us? We have mapped Mars in better detail than our own seafloor. We have sent spacecraft to the edge of the solar system, yet we have not fully explored the world beneath our oceans. The Mariana Trench stands as a monument to that unknown, a reminder that Earth still contains frontiers as alien as anything we imagine in outer space. As we ascend, rising past the snailfish, the amphipods, the vents, the vast empty plains, the glowing predators, the transparent ghosts, light slowly returns. Shades of blue emerge. Marine snow becomes brighter. Colors bloom once more. Waves shimmer above as we approach the surface. When we break into the air, the ocean looks ordinary again, calm, familiar. But you now carry a deeper understanding. Beneath that calm skin lies a vast underworld, alive, ancient, and full of secrets. Life that glows, life that bends under unimaginable pressure, life that builds ecosystems from chemical fire, life that rewrites the rules of survival. The mysteries of the Mariana Trench are not simply about strange animals or extreme environments. They reflect the resilience of life itself and the vastness of what we still do not know. One day, perhaps we will send better tools, better robots, maybe even new kinds of explorers into that pitch-black canyon of the Pacific. But until then, the trench waits, quiet, crushing, and alive, holding its secrets at the very bottom of the world.